Hi, my name is DJ Manuel.
Hey, I'm Deontay.
Welcome to Tales of Living with 59 Other Roommates. This is a podcast where we talk about our journey to Los Angeles and finding a place to live that was not so easy. You know how LA is expensive, but we came here and decided that we live in a box with 59, 60, 70, and 80 other people. We realized that
It's really a coffin.
yeah, it's a coffin. We realize that most people don't
Come out.
Yeah, they don't have our experiences.
No.
So we wanted to make sure that we toss our experiences at you so that you too know what it is, how it is to live in a small box with
Or just
four
to
walls.
see like if you have what it takes, like if you're actually like how much are you willing to lose, sacrifice to make your dreams come true? We sacrifice so much to live in a coffin.
Like I came here and I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. Imagine believing in your dreams so much. You moved to LA and decided, hey, I'm gonna live in a box. At least I didn't plan on living in a box for no more than 2 months.
What about all your stuff? Like all your stuff, like you had to get rid of it. Like how did you feel with like coming from your apartment to downsizing to literally?
Oh, I put everything in storage. I threw away everything that I didn't need.
Yeah.
I put everything in my car and I drove cross country from DC to Los Angeles.
See.
That's a 1-week trip.
Oh, okay. So wait. How'd you find Upstart?
Oh, that's a good question. The way that I found it was Craigslist.
You found out Craigslist?
The best way to find your housing,
Hell no,
ladies and gentlemen.
No. But keep going. I need to know this.
I was searching for cheap apartments here in Los Angeles. I didn't know where to look. I went on, what's the name of this? Was it apartments.com?
Apartments.com.
And everything there said like $3,000.
Yeah, too much.
Your boy's not paying $3,000.
Too much.
No. So, next best option, Craigslist.
Craigslist, from my experience, is for the saints and ain'ts, the hoes and souls.
Look, I figured, I'm gonna put my broad shoulders to use. I'm like, nah, they can't get me. But but I went on there, and there were some listings on there that were a little too good to be true. And someone once told me if it's a little too good to be true, it's probably not real.
Yeah.
And then I saw something that said creative housing. I didn't really take it seriously.
It gets you.
It does.
It got you.
It does.
It got me.
Yeah.
But it gets you. It's like creative. I was like, oh, what does this mean? What is that?
When you saw it, what were you thinking?
I was like, oh, I'm finna be on a TV show. I was like, oh, this is about to be some type of like challenge, the real world. It's about to be something like that. It said creatives in one space. But what also got me was the trailer.
Oh, the marketing
was impeccable.
Impeccable.
Like, when I tell you, I was just like, oh, we about to be on the yachts and boats, and I'm about to do a whole concert. I'm about to get my stuff auditioned and stuff. They're gonna help me. I thought it was like a artist living space meets you kind of find an agent.
Yeah, they had some of the best backdrops I've ever seen. In fact, I want to shake the hand of the photographer that took some of those photos because
Who was the photographer?
I don't know.
You know, it's like I didn't meet any of them.
No, but when I got here, like I said, there was application process.
Yeah.
As soon as I clicked on it.
Wait, what was your application process? Mine, we had to send some of our work in.
No, I didn't even have to send my work in. They just asked me to link my application to my social media accounts. So, I hit them to my Instagram. I had some fancy photos up there. They were able to see what I was doing.
What?
And hey, your boy got in. They were impressed.
I had to send a whole dance video. I had to send like a video of me speaking and talking. Like that's why I thought it was legit. I was like, oh, like this is real. It's like an audition.
No.
And then they got back to me and said, wow, you're talented. I was like, I know, thank you.
Look, if they made me send a dance video, I would not have gone. Because I'm not, that's too much. To live in an apartment?
Well, that's why I thought it was a program.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, like this is legit. And mind you, I'm in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I was working my leasing job and I was like, I got it, like thinking like, oh wow, this is like a new beginning.
Yeah.
And then that like around that time, I also got this modeling gig and I was like, well, this is all signs linking up to LA. So I get to Los Angeles and then I'm there and I'm like, wait, because the house in front of the house we lived in?
Yeah.
I thought that was the house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the blue one. The Airbnb one.
Yeah, I thought that was the house right there.
Yeah.
No. The one up the steps. Like as soon as you get on the steps.
Oh,
that
one. The one that looked abandoned.
The abandoned one.
The abandoned.
I thought that was the house. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, they got my money.
Yes.
I said they tricked me. I knocked on the door, no answer. I said, I am in LA by myself.
Imagine pulling up to a house and it looks abandoned, and you're like, "What have I done? They done got me.
They got my $750.
Craigslist done got me."
See, I didn't do Craigslist.
Yeah.
I what did I do? I saw it somehow, and I don't think it was Craigslist because I've always been weary of Craigslist. So I think I got.
They got a bunch of killers up there.
Yeah, no, I think it was Instagram. I don't know how I found their Instagram, but I messaged the person on Instagram, and then what was sketchy for me is I paid first through Cash App.
But Cash App is scammy.
It is.
Like that's the one. Like I don't have a Cash App anymore just because
the scam.
It's my card has been. They've taken so much money out of my Cash App within the last few years. I haven't used Cash App since 2015. Within a period of 2 months, they robbed me for over $500. So that's why I don't use Cash App anymore. I was like, that's the scammy app. That's what we brought. Anyways, go ahead.
No, but I was saying when I paid it, I was like, okay, this is I'm like hesitant because I was like, okay, I'm still in Kentucky. I had to pay before, and I'm just like, wait, I just gave him $750.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I doing?
And then you're about to give him another $750.
And I'm about to go until the end of the week, and another $750, and I was like, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But when you were your first time there, when you first landed or first drove inside there, what was that like for you? Did you?
Oh no! You see, you were at the one that looked abandoned.
Yeah.
When I pulled up, it looked like a castle. So that was the difference. See, they have because I know they have multiple locations, right?
Yes.
The one that you were at was on a hill. I think, in fact, I think they called it Sunset Hill.
Sunset Hill.
It's on the for those of you not living in LA.
Yeah.
It's on the beautiful Sunset Boulevard here in Los Angeles.
Beautiful.
Mine's was in East Hollywood, and if you know East Hollywood, it's a little bit of a sketchy place.
Okay.
But so imagine this beautiful modern house in the middle of this kind of a little bit of a sketchy neighborhood.
Was it Hobart?
It was Hobart.
Oh, yeah. Hobart.
Yeah,
okay.
It was the Hobart location. It was on Hobart Boulevard. And so I'm walking in. I see it has about four doors. 2 doors in front, 2 doors in the back. So I'm like, all right, there's 2 other people with me who arrived at the same time.
Right.
We're having a whole orientation. I go to the lady who was orienting us around.
Yeah.
First of all, that's the first time I ever heard a Valley Girl accent.
Oh, the Valley Girl accent.
And so, the only place I've ever heard that before was 90210.
Like he said,
on TV.
TV.
And so when I heard that come out of her mouth, I was like, oh, that's how that sounds like.
I'm here
in LA. I'm with the white people. I've made it.
I made it. I'm safe.
I'm here.
I'm safe.
So, walking through the door, the first thing they show us is the self-tape room, and it looks good. All right. They have, like I said, they have the backdrops and everything there.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. We go to the gym, and I'm a little bit of a bigger dude, so I like to go to the gym.
Yeah.
It was a garage. Yeah. I was like, this ain't gonna work.
It wasn't an exercise room as they thought.
They formatted.
No, because for me, when I was in the dance studio,
Yeah.
there was one that had a dance studio, so I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's an actual studio in the place. Like, how I would have been so happy if it was there. But Sunset was my home. I love Sunset, but the other one was not in Sunset. It was somewhere else.
Because they advertised a dance studio.
Yes.
But it wasn't at where it was supposed to be.
No, it wasn't where it was supposed to be, which is, I was like, oh, wow.
So they had amenities where they weren't supposed to be.
No.
But, I continued, and they showed me everything. And honestly, the kitchen was impressive. It was all marble.
Besides the cubbies of the food.
Yes.
I've never, like, when we say we had to, like, sacrifice a lot, like, we sacrificed even, like, our fridge space. Like, we had a buddy. Like,
Yeah.
I had a buddy.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had a buddy that's, like, one of my best friends. Now, just because, like, and we literally shared everything. We cooked together and everything else. Me and Lauren.
Yeah.
Like, so, I don't know.
No.
Some people had experiences where, like, it was more so, like, it was just when they bought all their food, somebody else was missing out on some space.
Yep.
It was arguments over the space.
Look, I think I got lucky because when they gave me my my fridge space, first of all, you know, when you come in, they divide everything up into, like, you get a whole fridge, and then it's divided up into it'd be like 16 sections.
Yes.
And you get a half a fridge space. The person that I shared the fridge space moved out the next day.
I was lucky.
So I ended up with a whole, and this is the height of luxury, guys. The height of luxury in which I got a whole fridge space to myself for about 3 months.
Okay, I was like, how long was this?
Until some redheaded girl moved in, and they were like, and I was like, you don't get your
no, I bet you were mad too because you had all that time cooking what you wanted to, buying what you wanted to.
And things, I cooked a lot, so I was just stuffing stuff in there, like meal prepping and putting it in there. And then, you know, Whitey comes along, and I'm just like,
wait, what made you switch to Sunset? Because you came because you weren't in our house at first, but then you switched to Sunset. What made you switch to Sunset?
No, I had started to develop a reputation around the community as someone that was, you know, not to toot my own horn, someone that was pretty responsible.
Yes.
Yeah. So people around the community really started to like me, and eventually, and this happened like right when I was about to move out too. I was about to move out.
Kept you in.
And then I get a call saying, "Hey, do you want to become the manager at this other location?"
Oh, nice.
And that was the Sunset location. And I was like, I don't know, because I'm kind of fed up living with other people. And they're like, "Hey, free rent." And not only that.
Said, wait a minute.
Because I was like, free rent, huh? And like, we're going to add, there's more. We're also going to pay you.
They did pay.
Yeah.
Also, plus that. That was nice. Yeah. It was an actual, I mean, okay, let me ask you this question. So, like, what were some, I would say 3 to 5, I mean, no, just say 3. What are some things that you liked about it and then disliked about it?
What I really, really loved about it is that I got paid. Because at that time, I think it happened right a little bit after the pandemic started, and none of us had jobs.
No one.
And we're all broke.
No one.
So I was like, this is an opportunity for me to earn some money. If I was to move out now, I'm moving into somewhere I don't know. I'm not really making any income. Okay.
Yeah. It'd be about time.
Yeah. One thing I didn't like is that while Hobart was filled up with like 100 people.
Yeah.
That's the most that can live at Hobart. But Hobart was also separated into 4 different houses.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So in each house contained about 25 people.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of spread out somewhat evenly. When I went to Sunset, it's 40 people living in one single family home.
Yes.
So I'm now like, so I just went from a bigger campus that's more spread out.
Oh, you were bougie and then you went to the ghetto.
Oh, look, completely bougie. I was like, I am leaving this marble castle, even though, you know, I still had to sleep in a box.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm going to this new place and it's a single family home.
But you have to acknowledge the fact that, like, Sunset, the vibe at Sunset was completely different I've heard than any other house.
Oh, completely.
It was more like a home because it gave.
I'll give it that. It was more like a home. Although I'm not sure if I need that many brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Not brothers. You had the cousins. You had the distant uncles and look aunts and uncles. You had them all. You had the whole family.
Speaking of family, the first time I came through, I was walking up the hill past the abandoned house that you were talking about, and one of the people who had lived there, who shall not be named, comes up and meets me, and she goes, "Hey, because she recognizes me
from the other house.
Yeah, like she knows that they're getting a new manager.
Yeah.
So she comes up to me and goes, "Hey, are you our new daddy?"
Not daddy. Not
I'm like,
daddy.
"What?"
Not daddy.
I'm like, "Please."
But you know,
man,
her with the men.
Yeah. I'm like, "Man, no, I am nobody's daddy. I am here to serve law and order. I have
rules. There's rules and regulations.
Yeah. I am here to do a job. I can be your friend, but no parental influences over here."
Interesting choice of words. Interesting choice of words.
Yeah.
Speaking of, with like that being said, with so many interesting people that we met and came across inside Upstart, like what? Well, I keep saying Upstart. I was like the name.
Look, don't even worry about it.
Haunting.
The company doesn't exist anymore, guys.
No, it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. It went under right after COVID. Just no one decided to pay.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Me too.
When they said rent, I said, "Huh?
What's
we gotta pay that
money.
That's something we don't have right now."
So bougie.
Ew.
Money, ew.
I was like, "What is that?" Yeah. That's the first time I was just like, "Yeah, I'm not paying."
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but the pandemic, the world's ending.
I think most people thought that.
Yeah.
So,
the world's ending. So.
I know a lot of you listening right now still haven't paid all your rent. Like you're only months from 2020. Yeah, so it was a regular thing. No need to be ashamed, but pay your bills.
Yeah, pay your bills now.
Yeah.
Pay your bills now. Like, but when the world was ending, we took advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing, what I was saying was, with all the people that we met and interacted with, like, what did you learn anything about being around 50? I mean, I think it was like 150 people throughout a span of a long time because the rotation, it was crazy.
Yeah,
people were there for a day, left. People were there for 2 months, 3 months, a whole year, and gone. Yeah. So did you learn anything?
Oh, I learned so much from many different people. But I also have a background in living with other people. So I went to boarding school when I was younger. Of course, the whole college experience, and I basically lived with so many other people throughout my life.
I had boarding school. I've never been to boarding school. I think I would have liked boarding school, actually. Was it all boys?
No. I went to boarding school in a third world country. But
okay.
Yeah, so
it's different.
Oh, grassroots, baby.
Said rats.
Grassroots. Oh, we took buckets to flush the toilets.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look, it was a hard knock life.
That is interesting.
Shout out Annie. That's Annie, right?
Yeah, it's a hard knock.
Yeah, that's Annie. Yeah. I figured. Sorry.
Dang. Okay, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Oh, that's a completely different podcast.
Oh wow.
But there was basically 22 of us in bunk beds to a room. Everything was scheduled. And it's kind of like the military, in which they want you to, everything is scheduled down to the minute. Right. So when it comes to what I learned in this new situation, I'm grown up now.
Right. I'm grown. Like, big grown.
Yeah.
I'm grown.
I'm grown up now. I've paid bills before I've come here. I've lived in my own apartment before. I have brought, people of the opposite sex to
my place, and now we can't do that.
And I can't.
That was a rule too, but it happened multiple times.
Look,
not look.
Look.
Wait, have you ever had sex in a pod?
No.
Okay.
No, like I had to follow the rules.
Okay, I was gonna say. I was just wondering. I did not, but I did have sex in the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The downstairs bathroom. Yeah. Because like the door that leads. That bathroom had a door, like an exit door.
It did.
And so that is the door that was used. Like, all you do is unlock the door and somebody come inside.
Really? And I didn't know this.
Because when you're taking a shower, you lock this door, and the other person just come in that door because there was no privacy. So,
wow,
it was a hack. It really was a hack.
Now that I think about it.
The door led straight outside.
Yeah, I could. It makes so much sense.
Mind blown.
And I was the manager there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
never thought.
I never thought about this. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I didn't find like more condoms outside that door.
No,
I'm
surprised I'm surprised you didn't catch a lot more people like who were hooking up. But like,
oh, you think I didn't?
Oh, you think?
Look, you forget. I got access to the cameras.
True.
Yeah, I saw a lot of stuff.
True.
Yeah. So when people think if you weren't looking, of course, I'm not going through the cameras all the time.
No.
But if let's say something had gotten stolen and I
Yeah.
have to search through the cameras, and I just so happen to come across another bit of spicy footage,
yes.
It just so happened that I'll catch somebody doing something they weren't supposed to be doing.
Crazy. I literally always thought like, I wonder what they done with the footage. Does it automatically delete?
Yeah, it deletes after a few days.
Damn, they should have made a whole movie.
It should.
That's
how you get sued.
That's very much true. But I was like, that would have been a whole thing that they could have like capitalized on.
It could have.
It should have been a TV show, honestly. It really should have been.
Speaking of TV shows, did you apply for? Because I remember they
wanted
for
us, MTV?
They wanted us to do a reality TV show at one time before the pandemic. Did you apply to that?
They did. I did apply for that.
Okay.
I went to the rounds and everything else, but it never went past anything. They didn't make the show.
Well, that's because the pandemic happened.
Well, yeah, like they didn't like do anything like with that. Like I heard that there were so many people that were like talking about second rounds like this. We all went, had a good time and everything else, but shortly after, like there was nothing going on. I made it to like, I don't know what, the second round.
So you actually had an audition? Like they had you come in?
Yeah.
How was the audition like?
The audition was a group. It was a bunch of people. I remember there was a guy. There was, I think, about like 20 of us in the holding room. We'd go inside there with the like casting directors, and then they just asked us a bunch of questions. Asked us like what ticks us off, what makes us mad. I think they were just looking for more like of the more like argumentative style and stuff like that. Cause they were like
trying to
prep us up for that. Like, what is your ticks, and are you like a loud person, a very like promiscuous person, stuff like that.
It was LA in a nutshell. I don't know what.
LA in a nutshell. So it was something they were looking for that. I think it would have been a dope show, but they were trying to loop it into like, it's a bunch of artists in a house like following their day to day. So they were gonna follow us like during our day to day, out chasing our dreams in Los Angeles while getting the chaoticness at home. Okay. Which would have been cool if COVID didn't happen.
It would have.
I think it was an opportunity missed. They should have done it.
Wait, but how many months? I should probably ask you this. How many months were you here before COVID actually struck?
To me, I was at Upstart for like 2 years.
Okay.
No, a year.
Like right, a year before COVID happened, or
a year before. I got there at 2019.
Okay.
So it was a year.
Okay.
Because COVID happened in 2020.
COVID happened early 2020 in March. That's when they started shutting things down.
I got in Los Angeles for the first time in 2019, November 2019. Okay. And for me, it was more so like, I've always been wanting to come to LA, and like being from Kentucky was one of those things like, oh, like I need to get to this place. I feel like I'm too like talented to be in this small ass town in Kentucky and not just like seeing what I can do out here, and it's just always like just.
And that's the thing for all of us creatives that live in other places. We can live in an industrial town or a small town or just somewhere where, they teach you to sort of kind of go with the flow, get a 9 to 5, do this and that, and you kind of feel boxed in. Yeah. And when you hear of this sanctuary
magic
called Los Angeles,
La La Land, fairy tales and dust,
you're like, oh man,
stardust.
I have to get there.
Yeah.
By any means necessary. Although when I did come here, and we drove straight into downtown Los Angeles. Yeah. And if you have ever been to Los Angeles, and you drive through downtown Los Angeles,
it's not pretty.
It's not what you'd expect.
It's not like, for me, when I landed, I was doughy-eyed. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, wow. Like, I'm in LA. It gave like one of those like Madison Square, Empire State of Mind moments. Yeah. When you see LAX, and then you look down, and then you see a homeless man taking a shit, and it just ruins the dream.
Those are everywhere.
Like the bubble just pops. It's like, oh, like it's giving dreamland fairy tales, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, fuck, ruined.
You didn't know they shot in Hollywood.
I didn't know Hollywood was dirty. I thought I did not know. I thought it was like the movies. I thought it was like clean and
that's enough. They only show you places like Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I did
They
not
show
know.
They show you like maybe parts of downtown that are tourism.
Didn't even
friendly.
know Skid Row was actually like a fucking like neighborhood.
Yeah,
a colony.
It's a whole town.
It's a whole town.
It's a whole part
I
of
thought
town.
it was like literally a street. But no.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what Skid Row is, it's basically a whole portion of Los Angeles that is filled with nothing but homeless people.
Literally.
There is a bunch of buildings, and there is not a single person in those buildings. They are all outside in these streets having a good old homeless time.
But not homeless time. But also, my thing is with that, like, what? There's like so many abandoned buildings that were supposed to be for them, correct?
Yeah.
And then they just don't live in them?
No, they're just outside.
That doesn't make any sense.
You know? It's Freaknik every year.
Yeah,
every
like,
day for
it
that.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like I've wondered, but that's what like when I came down here, that's what I saw, initially, but
And this is our introduction to Los Angeles, guys.
what was your first day like? Because mine is a story.
Ooh, let's save that story for next time because we're almost out of time.
Okay.
But my first introduction to Los Angeles was actually pretty chill. All we did was we came to the house. I unpacked. I came with my friend.
Uh-huh.
Then we went to go play. There was a basketball court down the block.
Uh-huh.
We played basketball. Then we went to go get some Korean barbecue. That was my first time ever having Korean barbecue, guys.
Korean barbecue
It's
is
delicious.
Oh my god! Jasmine tea at the end of when they give it to you. That shit, woo, smacks.
Soju for all you alcoholics out there.
Ooh, when I tell you, my first time having sake. Oh.
It's a whole culture out here in Los Angeles,
It's a
guys.
whole culture.
It's a whole culture. Visit Koreatown. You'll love it. And so that was pretty chill. And then after we got Korean barbecue, we just went back to the house, and I just slept in my little vampire coffin.
Yeah,
the rest
how'd
of
it
the
feel
night.
for the first night? It was just like,
I realized that night that I might be a little claustrophobic. And plus, they put me, well, not really, but
were you in the bottom or the top?
I was at the top coffin.
Okay.
And the thing is that, imagine it's this like little box, and then they put my big ass
on the top.
On the top.
I know.
I'm over here, and the thing is that it didn't even have a ladder. It had like these small holes.
Yeah, no, you have footholes.
Yeah, but the thing is that the ones at Hobart were even worse because they were so small, and I gotta get my big ass feet into those things and kind of jump into that. Imagine me at weight.
Yeah.
The
fear.
Yeah.
Of the person underneath.
Jumping into that coffin. I'm like, I am gonna break whoever's underneath.
No,
me.
I said the fear. The fear. This being on the bottom one.
And then, because I'm wide, I can't move. I'm just laying down on my back in one position. And then there's a curtain.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I can't move at all. And now there's a curtain that's blocking like any sunlight. So if I wake up in the morning, instead of thinking, it's 7 a.m., 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's still like 3, 4 a.m. And I'm just going back to sleep.
Right.
And it made my skin very oily as well because they had fans in there, but the fan in my pod never worked. So it was just...
That was horrible.
So it was just heat. And I had to open up the curtain at the end of my pod so that I can at least get a little bit of air in.
So 10 out of 10. Oh no. I mean 1 out of 10. What do you recommend it? Pod life.
Pod life?
Yeah.
If you are someone that's new to LA, you need a way to get started.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it. I'd recommend.
Okay. Yeah. I do too.
Yeah.
I think it was a beautiful experience. Yeah. There's so many stories to tell.
Yeah.
For me, with the pod for myself, I would say it was surprisingly comfortable. Mm-hmm. Maybe in a sense of like you kind of get used to it. Mm-hmm. Or the ambitious side of me just outweighed everything. And I was like, I'm in LA and I'm doing like whatever it takes to get here. Yeah. My question to you would be like before we end for next episode, what was the driving force for you? Like what got you out here to literally sleep in a pod at the end of the day? Like what is that? What kept you in the pod?
Oh, I was in corporate America doing something else, and then I got here, and then I realized, when I first started picking up a camera, first of all, I'm the owner of Sky Show Productions, my own production agency. Yeah, a little shameless plug right there.
Shameless plug, come on.
And so, I mean, that just kind of shows you how far I've come from where I've been. is that I love cameras. I love shooting things. I've always loved being in that kind of industry, and sitting behind the desk and pushing paperwork. Yeah. Or sometimes they'll allow me outside to do stuff. It still didn't compare to
the feeling you get.
The feeling to running my own thing and come to LA and being what do they call it? Is it a slash ski kid or something like that? Someone that watched TV a lot when they were young.
What is it called? I don't know. But we're here. We're here.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yeah. If I messed up the name slash ski kid or something like that,
let us know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And okay. This one ran out. That's why I was giving it plot. Oh, gotcha. And so, I mean, we can still continue because that's still recording. Yeah. Okay. And so, what was I saying?
Slash key.
Oh, something about that. I watched a lot of TV growing up, so and so I just loved being. I wanted to be around
movies. No, yeah, same. I am a movie fanatic. Like I love movies, love TV shows, and I've always saw myself on screen. And I'm a choreographer, dancer, model, actor, screenwriter, all of it. Slash. I invented a slash. And I just like see myself on screen, and like it started from as a kid. Yeah. Whatever that word is, we got to figure it out because that's what it is. Yeah. And I think it's beautiful that it connected all of us in this environment because I like to think that everything happens for a reason.
I do too.
And I think that a lot of the things that we all met in a certain time period of our lives that we needed to, and I think it just it created this like collective of people that we were going to know in the industry. Yes. Like you were in your lane in your industry, I'm in my lane in the industry. We have other people in the industry that we know from this setting. Like me and Lauren just did a show the other day. I signed an NDA and everything, y'all, so I can't say what we did, but anyway, like we are doing like doing things and doing stuff like that where like our connection and beginnings in LA start from this pod, which is beautiful to see. Years down the road, like we're gonna be like, damn, we started in a fucking coffin.
We did.
And look.
And I know what you guys are thinking right now. You're like, yo, this nigga just described horror show, and then he's like, yo, I'm still recommend you guys go live in the pod. Yeah,
like it wasn't bad. I think the more you guys listen, the more you guys tune in, you're gonna understand like it's more of like a come up story than anything that we're like sharing. A bunch of like people, artists, dreamers. If you're a person that's behind the desk, like you said, in this rat race, in this like funk of your life where you want to get the fuck out of this like 9-to-5 slave mentality, then you're going to understand there's a lot of people like that took that chance, and this is what happened.
Of course.
And this is what came out of it. And sometimes you have to literally sacrifice a lot. And I think before moving to Los Angeles or moving to that dream place, you kind of would think to yourself, like, what can I sacrifice? What will I sacrifice? Yeah. And we sacrificed our privacy. We sacrificed our space, our time. We were surrounded by people 24/7 with no like ability to close doors. Yeah, we were always on, but also we were still putting ourselves together, making these connections, and also auditioning like crazy, going out and into the world of LA, and also coming back to this craziness. But ended up to be like a beautiful family. It did. And it still is. Like I feel like
the people
still connections, still family oriented, and it gives you like a sense of, I guess, like a family base in LA. Because I know when I moved back home, during COVID, that family got really scared. I was like, oh shit, the world's ending. Time to go back to Kentucky. I ended up missing like you guys in that time. I was like, damn, like I miss my little LA fam. Yeah. Like what? Like it's just, it was like, damn, boo-hoo. You know. It was crazy.
And so, I mean, I think that's what I just want to convey to people is as you continue to listen to us more, you'll get more knowledge of who we are, and we'll give you some more funny, sad, stories, etc. of how it's like to live in a pod, beginning your time in LA. So I would just say, stick with us. Come on next week. Yes. Join us again as we move on to another story of Tales of Living with 59 Other People. Woo! Thank you, guys. Well, once again, I'm Deji Manuel.
I'm Deontay.
And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.